Hi, I'm Dr. Jim Stoppani, owner and formulator of Jim Supplement Science. In this video, I want to cover my supplement label reading 101 on pre-workouts. Now, when it comes to reading labels, I'm not talking about the front. Yes, my pre-gym actually lists the most critical ingredients in pre-gym, but most other pre-workouts don't bother to go that far, because when you turn it around to where it really matters, the supplement facts panel, that's where they should be embarrassed. Now let's take a look at a typical supplement facts panel on a typical pre-workout on the market today. The first thing you're going to notice is the serving size. And the serving size is typically 1 scoop in a pre-workout powder like this. In this case, that serving size or scoop size is 6 grams. Now, here's where you don't want to be confused. That doesn't mean that there's 6 grams of active ingredients. No, there's not 6 grams of total actives. It does have other ingredients, like 1 gram from carbs. So now we know the carbs really aren't an active ingredient for a pre-workout. It's typically in there just for the flavoring. 1 gram of carbs isn't going to provide you any real energy for a workout. Like I said, it's just in there for flavoring. But that brings down the total active ingredients to no more than 5 grams. And then when we take a look down here, we have this Energy Performance Ballistic Pump Blend, 3.8 grams. Now you'll see this listed as 3,800 milligrams, but that's just 3.8, or if you want to round that up, 4 grams. That's all it is. They use the milligrams so that it looks like a bigger dose, 3,000 versus 3 grams. And then down here is Mental Focus Blend, 1 gram. So 4, 5, there's 5 grams, only 5 grams. Now, let's look at the problem with 5 grams. We call this a concentrate. Now I'm going to refer you guys back to my 5 pillars of supplementation. And remember, those 5 pillars are built on a solid nutrition foundation. And when you have all 5 pillars braced up on a solid nutrition plan, it props up your results or your benefits. And those 5 pillars include ingredients, form, dosing, synergy, and timing. Now, as far as dosing goes, dosing is a critical factor. We're talking about 6 grams here, total, 6 grams in the scoop. And like I said, when we broke it down to the actives, there's less than 5 grams of active ingredients. Well, here's a problem. 5 grams, right? We call this a concentrate, quote unquote concentrate, meaning it's a smaller size, but they're trying to claim you get the same benefits. Let's look at the ingredients. Creatine monohydrate. Well, you need 5 grams of creatine monohydrate, both pre and post-workout. The total active ingredients in this pre-workout is 5 grams. That's only enough for the dose of creatine. So how do they also add betaine, citrulline malate, which, by the way, citrulline malate, you need at least 6 grams. They have both creatine monohydrate, which you need at 5 grams, and citrulline malate, which you need at 6 grams. You need 11 grams of just those 2 ingredients, but somehow they've slammed them into 3.8 grams because they concentrate it. No, that's not true. They didn't concentrate it. They're just providing you less, which is why they don't want to tell you how much creatine monohydrate is in there, or betaine, or citrulline malate. They just want to tell you how much the blend is. But they're trying to pull the wool over on your eyes so that you don't realize that this is a proprietary blend. It's not telling you how much creatine monohydrate. And you know, based on the dose right here of the Energy Performance Ballistic Pump Blend, that it doesn't even have enough for a dose of creatine monohydrate. So it's severely underdosed. Then when we look at the Mental Focus Blend, which is providing 1,000 milligrams, again going back to the conversion factor here, that's only 1 gram. It's important to have ingredients that are both supported by the research in the lab and in the real world. Also important to have the right ingredient for the right job. They have synephrine here for mental focus blend. Look, synephrine has plenty of research on its ability to boost metabolism and fat burning safely and effectively. But there's no real data to support its effect for a mind-boosting supplement. Something like huperzine would have been a better ingredient to go there. Not only are we looking at a pre-workout that is underdosed, is a proprietary blend, a concentrate, but half the time they're not even using the right ingredients to get the job done. Often they're not using the right form, creatine monohydrate versus creatine hydrochloride. They're not even using the proper synergies. For example, they have citrulline malate. The citrulline is a nitric oxide booster. AAKG, which is just short for arginine alpha-ketoglutarate. It's a form of arginine that has a carrier molecule that's supposed to help it get taken up by the intestines. But remember, arginine has an enzyme in the intestines that breaks it down. So even if it gets taken up in this form, most of it gets broken down. And then they also have agnatine, another nitric oxide booster. You know, better off here would be to add something that's going to boost nitric oxide synthase, which is the enzyme that converts the citrulline when it gets converted into arginine into nitric oxide versus another arginine donor. Remember, citrulline just converts into arginine in the body. It gets absorbed better than arginine does itself and boosts nitric oxide levels far better than arginine. So if you're putting citrulline malate, just put more citrulline malate. Don't throw in arginine alpha-ketoglutarate when you've already got a better arginine donor. Just put in more citrulline malate. So that gets to the synergies. They have bad synergies. And the problem here is that most supplement manufacturers really don't understand how to formulate, and they just throw in buzzwords. So you can see that with Pre-Gym, when you look at the supplement facts panel, you know the difference between a true pre-workout, 25 grams, non-proprietary, not a concentrate, proper ingredients at the proper forms in the proper doses with the proper synergies taken at the proper time. That's the only way to get true results. So supplement label reading matters, guys. Make sure you know what you're buying before you end up buying a dud like this.